Georgia, the peach state. It has a reputation for the highest quality fruit. The peach became the state fruit back in 1995. And home of our 1980 national champions, the Bulldogs. Go Bulldogs! Home of the 1996 Olympics, where Michael Johnson won gold in both the 200 meter and the 400 meter, setting a new world record in the 200.
Ze halen hem niet.
Home to various musicians and artists, such as John Mayer, R.E.M., Outkast, Black Crowes, and Ray Charles.
I sing for Georgia.
These statistics made us wonder what the heck is going on here. What can be done to decrease our rate? Why Georgia? Why us? Georgia has over 62 new teen pregnancies each day. Since Whitfield County is the third highest, this made us wonder how many of those are here. Teen relationships have been a concern for years, and there's been many ways of approaching it. The ways of approaching it has been changed, and boy, do I mean changed.
How to say no?
No.
No.
No. Well, what about the problem of boy, I've run into problems like this a lot. You get home from a date, and it's still early enough to stay outside for a while to talk. Some talk. It's a funny thing. This boy has probably been good company on the date, but just give him half a chance alone, and there's just no stopping.
You really like a boy, you want to be close. You want to hold hands, maybe a goodnight kiss, and so on. It's the and so ons that are troublesome.
The teen pregnancy rate in Georgia has been rising. Seeing as more and more of our friends are contributing to this rate, we saw a need to open people's eyes as to what is going on. This set us on a journey to find out why the rate is so high and what could be done to decrease it. Before we could even begin to open people's eyes to this situation, we had to speak with what resources we had. Our first thought was an interview with Miss Mooney, who is our child development teacher. She has been teaching this class for 22 years and teaches students about what it is like to be completely responsible for a child.
Before I started working with teen moms, I used to wonder, why would a girl even jeopardize her education, her future, by getting pregnant? But what I've realized is most of the girls who get pregnant at a young age really don't see themselves as having a big future or big plans. They haven't set a lot of goals for themselves yet. It's become sort of an okay, accepted kind of thing. Years ago, it used to be that you were shunned if you became pregnant while you were still in high school. People didn't have much to do with you. But now everybody knows somebody that has a baby while they're still in high school. And it's not that big of a deal among teens anymore. I used to always say that there's a lot of information out there these days on on preventing unwanted pregnancies. And I haven't met a girl yet that wasn't aware of where she could go and who she could talk to if she wanted birth control. So if you look at it from that standpoint, I think a lot of pregnancies are wanted. A lot of girls are looking for somebody to love them. They don't realize that a baby cannot show love, but that a baby's very demanding and needs love themselves. And so I used to tell girls that if you're not doing anything to prevent pregnancy, then it's not an unwanted pregnancy. Raising a child is not an easy job. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of patience, it takes a lot of money, it takes a lot of resources. And teenagers don't have a lot of time, money, or resources.
Miss Mooney had some good things to say and pointed us in a direction of who we could talk to. She pointed us to Miss Cowan. We talked to Miss Cowan, the education specialist for the North Georgia District. We also wanted to talk to her personally and ask her about her story.
Before, I would have said it wasn't a big deal, raising a child, hey, it's not a big deal, it's just a baby, After, it was, oh my gosh, this kid gets up all night, I never get any sleep, and you lose all of your friends because nobody wants to go and not be able to go to a party. Nobody wants to go to the movies when you can't go. Can't take a baby everywhere that teenagers want to go. I was 14 when I got pregnant. I was very, very sick. I stayed in the hospital. I stayed at the doctor's office. I had my own personal room. The doctors never even signed me in. The nurses didn't sign me in. I went straight to my room. I had IVs the whole time. I had, they told me I would be lucky if my daughter weighed 5 pounds to take her home because I vomited the whole time. I got to, they told me I would be lucky if I made it to 9 months. And I went 2 weeks late. They induced my labor. I had an 8-pound, 5-ounce baby. I gained 18 pounds when I was pregnant because I was so sick. I went back in the room and I had lost so much weight. I put a size 3 pants back on whenever I had her, lost every bit of the weight. The father of my daughter signed his rights away when she was, he walked out when she was 1. He signed his rights away when she was 4 after he hadn't seen her in 3.5 years. He lives 5 minutes from us. He has nothing to do with her, which her stepfather is all she knows anyway. So practically I raised her by myself, which is fine because she's not missed any love whatsoever.
Miss Cowan was a tremendous amount of help. Since she was a teen parent, she knew what it was like to participate in the teen pregnancy rate. Her story made us think of why she got pregnant at so young and why other teens are getting pregnant at such an early age. We have come so far in our journey, but our questions still remain unanswered. Why are the rates so high, and what can be done to decrease them?
One of the reasons is we haven't done a good job of educating our young people about what the consequences are of having babies at young ages.
Working in the health department years ago, I would see a lot of young girls whose mother had gotten pregnant with them at a young age. So it's almost like it is accepted and it's kind of their way of life, and that's how they were raised.
People of this age group feel pressured to have sex. It just almost seems like you have to in order to be accepted.
I think we've got to get serious about it. I think we as a society have got to go back and rethink how we teach young people about becoming sexually active and what happens when you become sexually active and what it's like to raise a baby.
I think that the way to stop it is educating people more.
The whole not have sex thing doesn't work. Use your brain.
Not put yourself in situations.
Reopening Teen Research Center.
Talk to students how to be more safe.
I believe that teen pregnancy can be reduced if their parents would take the action and talk to their kids more about it.
Along this journey, we not only wanted to open people's eyes, but we learned a lot ourselves. We learned that teens are getting pregnant because they don't really think about what they are doing. Children aren't meant to raise children. The way we are educated has changed over the years, but still isn't doing much. We learned that the way to decrease the rate is to educate teens more. If we change the way teens are educated, they will think twice about the responsibilities of teen parenting.